I am Joren Martens, and for the course Information Visualization from the University of Hasselt, I built an application that can interactively display data from the United Nations dataset. So to start, you can see that there are two parts in this application, mainly the map and the table. And in the table, you can choose a country. For example, I choose Argentina over here. And then you can see that the values change and that the difference will also change and the colors might also change. Now these colors indicate if the value on the left is smaller or larger than the value on the right. Every category here also has a tooltip to explain a bit more what those units of measurements mean and how they were acquired. For example, in primary education, there is a larger tooltip because it might be kind of strange why these percentages can exceed 100, but that is then explained in the tooltip. The category is also clickable, so I can click population growth, for example, and then you can see that the map will also change. You can also see that the category is now selected, so there's a green border around it. And the title also updated. So let me go back, and then you can see that it says population density. And then if I choose something else, the title will also update. So you can always quickly see what the map is displaying by looking at the title. Then you can also change the years. So I can change to 2022. And now you can see that there is missing data, for example, for the GDP measurements. That just means that in 2022, there were no measurements done for GDP for these two selected countries. So if I select something else, you can get a better picture. And beside the 4 years shown here, there is also the newest category, which will take the data that will be the newest in the United Nations dataset. So for example, if there is data about the population density in 2022, no, if there's no data in 2022, but there is data in 2020, it will use the data from 2020. Um, and then, of course, you can see that there's also a map. One thing you can do here is if you select a country and click on it, the right country will change. So that way, if you want to compare different countries to this first selected one, to Argentina, for example, you can just click on those countries and they will change on the right side. And then there is also the legend, which will also differ for each category. So for example, over here you have the population density, and in the global picture it will be from 0 to 200, with 200 being a cutoff point, so that the outliers will also be set to 200. So you can see that some of them do go above it, but those are some of the outliers. So to give a better picture, they will be cut off. Then in population growth, you can see that there is another color added. So then you can clearly see if it goes into the negative, and then it's colored blue. These colors are also colorblind inclusive. So somebody with severe case of colorblindness can still separate these colors. Yeah, and then the main thing, of course, is that this application remembers everything that you select. So if I select the country over here and I select primary education, for example, and if I then change the year, it will remember that country and the selected category, and you can just look at the data throughout these selected years.